Good evening, Final Fantasy Randomizer fans and Randomania fans. We have our Final Fantasy Randomizer community race this week. I'm Caleb. I'm joined in the booth by Duchess for Kawasama. How you doing, man?
Doing excellent. It's a fine morning here in Australia. Sunny outside and ready to see what the community has brought to the table today/tonight.
That's awesome. It's dark outside. It's 9 o'clock at night here on the East Coast in America. We've got Dingo Brewer and Tannen tracking the action force behind the scenes, and Dark Moon EX helping out with the restream. We've got quite the show for you guys tonight. It is 3.2 showcase sort of flags here. The randomizer recently went through a major update, and we're going to be showing off a lot of the newer features that are out there. So we've got mixed spellbooks is something that I like playing with, where white magic, your traditional white magic can end up in black magic and vice versa. So we might see a level 1 nuke. It might be in level 1 white magic, though. We've got our standard sort of enemy formation stuff that we're used to seeing, but we also have our buffed pirates. People are scared of the unsafe pirates, but these pirates are buffed. These pirates are going to have increased HP, stats. They're going to be punching hard. They might be throwing out spells and scripts. They probably won't fall down to a nuke, but they'll still be susceptible to something like a cake or a zap. We have Astos shuffled, so Astos could be any NPC. One of our developers and runners in this race, Wildham, wrote specialized scripts, so when when Astos ends up as any other NPC, it's customized dialogue that the NPC shares with you. So if you find Astos in the waterfall, you might say, beep boop, you saw through my disguise, I was Astos all along. It's one of my favorite, cuter little flags in the randomizer. We're running with Oops All Loose. Nothing is incentivized. No weapons, no gear, no locations. We're going to be opening boxes all over the place. And we have better trap treasure turned on, so all of those treasure chests locked behind spike tiles might have something a little bit nicer in them. We have a free tail, which is something that is new to the randomizer in the past few iterations. So tail will automatically be in our inventory. We're going to be playing with a full entrance and floor shuffle, including Topher. So Topher could be buried. The towns will be vanilla. And that Topher, when we find it, will be a short Topher with a chaos at the end of it. We will find a procedurally generated waterfall. And what else we got working? Our runners are dealing with a little bit of party shenanigans. They were forced a melee class, and they were forced a mage. So that black belt and black mage you see on everybody's screen, they had no choice in that. What they did have a choice in is that right column where you see Sony Wrath with the red mage, white mage, etc. We're looking at clamped prices 100 to 500%, so everything's going to be expensive. We're going to have glass cannon enemies and bosses 130 to 180% enemy stats, but only 20 to 250% HP. Bosses 140 to 260% stats, but 50 to 200% HP. We're going to have really good XP, 3.5 times plus 350 with an increase in 50% with each orb. Pretty good encounter rate. Our blurst weapons and armor, all that jazz. It's going to be a lot of fun. Everything else we can kind of go over as the race starts. I know our runners are ready to go. So we're going to drop the gate. Duchess, I just talked for 10 minutes.
Happens to the best
Save
of
me.
us. Especially when describing these flags, I wouldn't have done nearly as a good job. I'd have been like, we got some flags for y'all. Stuff gonna be different. Look at the screen, ask questions, and I'll still respond to you in chat.
Yeah,
that would have been
fair.
my introduction.
That's fair. The old mono approach. Just there's stuff's randomized. Deal with it.
Exactly. Right. We go into white magic and we see fairy quad X mutant A-Rub.
And level 1 life 2 in white magic. So already we're seeing some shenanigans. And we're going to get that timer going. We got Opal plus 5 shields pretty cheap. Copper plus 7 bracelet. That's yep. Basically in-game armor if we need it to be for those mages.
Seriously. Life 2 is well in Fire 3 of black magic. Oh yeah, we're set. Mm-hmm. So we're looking at Fade, Fire 3, Life 2. What more can you ask for but Cure 4 at level 2, honestly?
Yep, and we've got Matoya's Cave right there in Canary Castle, so some free spending money there with about 11,000 gold.
Definitely needed right now. So we've got large +4s and silver 8s.
Yeah, those silver 8 hammers, pretty really good.
They're gonna do work, lots of work. But 5-3 and healed.
Yeah,
that's just amazing.
That is a shot in the arm for our confidence when it comes to exploring these dungeons. Now all we need to find is a level 2 to 4 warper exit, and the world is our oyster. We can go anywhere, we can see anything, we can climb any mountain.
That's it. And what?
So you saw double cabins for sale in the item shop there on Ailmarkin's screen?
Yeah.
That is an indication that everything is in fact loose. When you have 2 items of the same kind end up in the item shop, one of them was the shop item, the vendor item. So,
Ooh.
And we've got a Titan wormhole and TOF. So probably gonna find that ruby pretty soon.
Yep.
Now the interesting thing with everything being loose and nothing being incentivized, we could still end up in a situation where Matoya gives us a progression item just by random chance. So
That's true.
I'll love it if we see something like that.
Mm-hmm. It's just nice. Ooh, I did not know that the fighter could also wield a katana. That's great. I mean, it's just nice, like with the early setup. Yeah, you're still going to experience some difficulties, but with the experience boost as well, you should be able to stack on an easy level 5, so everyone can have a couple of charges of level 1 and take care of what you got to take care of.
And Sonny Wrath gets the information that we are playing with totally randomized encounter zones as he finds some land sharks over by the dwarf cave. And one fine day dealing with the jerk birds here just to the north of the dwarf cave. Question from chat: Is extended progression on? Yes, it is, but there is no dock at the desert. Those flags have been broken out from one another, where you can now walk to Elfland without there automatically being a dock at the Raycon Desert.
Indeed. Fouch +9.
That's pretty good.
That is pretty good.
Sonny Wrath showing another fun percent flag with the Sarah the Instrumentalist flag, where all of there's like 40 different options that could show up if you have the fun percent flag turned on, where the lute changes name to another musical instrument. This seed is a fiddle seed, so that's fun.
There you go. It is a fiddle seed.
Yeah, not a fizzle seed, but a fiddle seed. Or not. Ooh, werewolves with blizzard. So
that's fun.
It's or the opposite thereof.
Fun for us, not fun for them.
Yeah, Ailmark trying to burn an encounter on this lava floor. This is not a floor you typically see people walk on the non-damage tiles. So.
We got some provoker there now. Let's see what's in white magic. And ooh, Bane. I'll take that. Yeah, I would have also picked up Fear.
Bane's pretty good.
Wall, Brack, yep, that's solid. I would have also picked up Fear, to be honest. It's nothing serious, but if necessary, throw that out of carry if she's acting crazy. You know what I mean?
It's a backdoor, especially if we end up with like a level 3 Expert. We could even do some goofy stuff with Chaos later.
That's it.
We can get real weird with it.
Now, is he gonna actually, is Dwight gonna take on, nope, he's like looking at it like, I don't think so yet.
I mean, he's got Bane. Bane is the perfect way to deal with these buffed pirates. So their MDef is still like super bottomed out, so.
+9 Opes.
And Ale finds red D's on a spike tile, so crossing the bridge seemed to be the play here for Dwight.
There you go.
Everybody else sort of coming up against it here.
Oh, Ankylos, red Ankylos. Now let's see what these pirates have come to play with today.
Okay,
so they 168's not doing too bad.
All right, so they benefited from that low HP slider as Ailmarkin digs up a gold +3 and a Brackhammer.
Yeah, Brackhammer is lovely. Wow, so we're seeing a lot of graciousness in the beginning of the seed. So hopefully logic is pure crap.
Well, we did have I did set the blurst gear to be on average things are going to be +3 to +4. The range is -3 to +9. So I don't want to like completely torture or hamstring our runners with all negative gear, but one fine day digging up our first loose item, and one fine day finds the rod on this Sharknado floor. Aegis +8.
Aegis 8.
That's pretty really good.
Yes. Everything just keeps getting better.
Yeah.
Find us some frost wolves on Dwight's side while we see some iguanas and giants on one fine day. Blue red D's. Yes, you heard me correctly. Blue red D's on Saudi Rap's side.
Pretty sure those are purple D's.
Oh, indeed, purple D's. My apologies. The Barney variant of the D.
There's Ale Markin grabbing. Yeah.
Good.
I was gonna say we're reading the same seed, man. Ale Markin grabbed his rod, and Dwight dealing with mute trance frost wolves. So.
Oh no! So wow! So it's silent headphone Austin Van Buren on Dwight Delsatel's side. Wow!
And then they drop Fire 2 on you. Listen to my mixtape.
Wow! Exactly. Armin's not playing. He's like, my new mixtape is Fire 2, baby.
Duchess, I am today years old when I learned that the instrumentalist flag creates different instruments. So Dwight has the ocarina.
The fabled ocarina. So now we can look at the bats and call them keys on Dwight's seed.
Now I'm just hoping that they're running the same seed as you.
10 + 9?
And a floater.
Oh, my heart almost stopped for a second. Are you kidding me?
Crossing the bridge was the play.
Dwight, you're the GOAT.
That Sun Sword, that's for sure in-game weapon right there. I mean, we find a Massa of Massa -3, like we might have a decision to make, but
I mean, Sun +9. We haven't even looked at the stats, but the hit and crit will be pretty nice.
Yeah,
pretty nice.
Yeah, to say the least. And Ale finding the rod block floor after the Sharknado floor, so that's a nice little combination there.
It is. And they already, you can see Dwight has 7 charges already on his level 1, so they're moving quite well through the seed in terms of items that are being presented. There was a house, I believe, was found. There's enough money to manage the economy and everything that they need to do. So, yeah, it's not looking too difficult at the moment, but I do imagine at some point there'll be a nice little stalwart.
So Ale also has an ocarina. And we did confirm the hash before the race started, so I know that our runner, and there's a Warmech in the wild on one fine day screen. So
robot chicken.
And a vanilla Elfland.
There you go. Well, that's good to see at least.
Yeah. So first 4 levels of, well, of course with vanilla Elfland, towns aren't shuffled. I'm so used to playing with goofy flags that I forget that towns aren't shuffled with these.
Oh, Nuke and Expert. Nice. Nuke and Expert. Well, that red mage is looking pretty good.
And that, like we were talking earlier, Expert will play really nice with that fear spell later. Ice 3 for the white mage as well. And the giant sword living up to its namesake, rolling really big, rolling +8. So another nice mid-range sword there for the red mage or fighter.
Steel +4, but we've got chain +6, so really no need.
Yeah. Lock 2.
The almighty lamp. And lock 2.
You're one of them.
The almighty lamp.
Exit, heal 3, and zap. So
there you go.
Strong magic, but we need money. And all these clamp prices, those are some expensive spells.
They are getting up there, but looks like Sony Rap's definitely got some cheddar to spend, so.
Yeah.
I mean, we have the essentials, right? You could ask for more, but given that you also have heal 3, you have the essentials to, if that was all you had for the rest of the game, because you have exit as well, of course you want warp. but it'll only really because it's not. You really do want warp actually. That does make a bit more of a difference because of the shuffle in the seat.
Absolutely. So we got a couple questions in chat that we can address. Is lamp buffed for tonight? Yes, it is. The improved cure, heal, lamp, and A-mute spells are turned on. What do? So improve efficacy of cure, heal, lamp, and A-mute spells, granting greater healing from cure and heal spells, while and lamp and A-mute curing paralysis effects. So those spells actually more effective than they typically are. Question from chat regarding the boss scaling. So on the live site now, the developers. Oh, so we found Bottle and Ship and Dwight
and Crown. Oh my God, Bottle and Crown on the same floor. Sorry to cut you off, Nick.
No, that's awesome. I mean, that's what I love about everything Loose Seeds. Is just like it's so much fun to open up these boxes and not just get like money and fun gear, but to hear that chime, to get that little like adrenaline dump of I found something. Just makes you feel good, makes you feel like you're exploring something, you're making progress. And when you find stuff like the Bottle and the Crown, like it's just like, hey, I found it before I got to the place where I needed to turn it in, so now I don't have to go back.
You also found the Excal -3, I believe. So,
but we did see a fog caster item there for OFD as well. The boss scaling, we're looking at 140% to 260% bosses. Ailmarkin has found the Temple of Fiends, while their HP is 50 to 200%. So Glass Cannon, they're gonna be hit real hard. They're gonna be a little bit tougher than normal, but we might be able to burn through them pretty quickly.
So sorry about that. That's a +6 actually. Goodness gracious, Excal, and also a Ruse +6.
That's really good. So we got a question from Classic Gamer 76 about what our class bonuses and malices are. So I'm going to make the seed real quick because I did miss them. Our players made their parties really quickly, so I'm going to load up the ROM here. I'm just going to take a look and see what our classes got for us.
Indeed. As a general overstatement, though, in these type of seeds, classes are going to get, some type of bonuses, that being you might be able to equip something different. For instance, the black belt today can equip red mage armor. They have agility +10, I believe, strength up, but some of the malices that they have as well is they're going to have -M1 MDef per level. That's why you saw Dwight actually go ahead and turn in the tail to Bahamut when he found it, because he's not going to get penalized for, I guess, increasing the making the black belt grow up.
He might just bank on finding a ribbon as well, and just sees the benefit more of promoting the rest of his party. So,
one fine day just got wiped by Thunder, by the way.
You hate to see it.
Yeah.
Our fighter bonuses tonight, they have the ability to equip the katana. They gained 20 strength, 20 HP, 20 hit %. They lose 10 vitality and the ability to equip a ribbon. Yeah,
that
so
is horrible.
Super tanks and very good melee DPS, if you will, but very susceptible. Wall will be an important spell to find. The Thief went to wizard school and learned night spells, ninja spells, and then sort of had the redundant ability to learn level 1 black magic, level 1 white magic. They started with 20 fewer HP, and they lost the ability to equip pro rings.
Not a bad trade-off, considering level 1 rolled extra good, so
yeah, absolutely. And the black belt, as you correctly stated, they gained +10 agility. They have the ability to equip thief swords, but I don't know if you'd ever do that. They gained the ability to equip red mage armor, which is nice in the early game, but imps have crack, and that will stop you dead in your feet right there. They did roll an extra 15 strength, but I don't know how much that impacts their damage output when they're with their fists. They lost 5 luck and as you correctly stated earlier, 1 MDef per level, so they'll be a little bit more susceptible, but again, finding ribbons is going to be super important.
So there you go. Ooh, that was Fog 2 plus 1. So that's even better. So now it's not a single cast, it's a party cast.
And our red mages they'll start with fighter strength plus 5 luck, 10 vitality, and an extra 15 MDef. The trade-off is they lose 15 strength and 20 HP to start. The white mage gained 40 agility, so going to be pretty good at running because they also got 7 luck. They get 2 extra level 1 spell charges, 20 extra MDef. They lose 10 vitality and 10 strength. And the black mage starts with plus 2 level 1 MP, plus 20 vitality, plus 10 strength, the ability to equip the Thor hammer. They lose 1 hit percent per level, and they only will max out at 5 spell charges, as across the board they have -4 max MP. So those are our bonuses and malices for the night.
That black belt is going to feel it a little bit, but I mean, it's not the worst, to be honest, especially because you can work around that.
Absolutely. The way I look at it with the forced classes, as Aelmarkin digs up TNT here on the Earth 4 floor, everyone is carrying this black belt, the nuclear option for Topher, if you will, and this sort of hamstrung black mage. The diversity strategy for me is like, what do you do to counteract that? And you can see everyone sort of reacted a little bit differently. Aelmarkin in One Fine Day brought the fighter white mage. Sonirath brought red mage white mage to fill out the black belt rainbow complement. Dwight brought the thief and a white mage. So lots of different strategies here.
There are, and to be honest, what might be the differential is Dwight bringing that thief, because the thief always carries the extra ability to run away from battles. And that seems to be the differential right now, just in terms of they have, besides the TNT, they've got a big exploration advantage. And because they will also find, they're going to find other things through the chain. Yeah, it's not necessarily anyone's in the lead, but it's just an interesting point to differentiation out of the others.
It's going to be the fascinating thing will be the katana, because the fighter rolled the ability to equip it. So that's true. So it's going to be, what boxes do you open and how do you take advantage of that exploration? Because I'll imagine once we get travel progression, we have the floater for Dwight. One Fine Day's on his way to get it here too. Aelmark and Sonirath holding hands, and there's the canoe. There's the other piece of the puzzle. So the fascinating thing will be, once we get access to the world, Aelmark and Sonirath have half the puzzle. Dwight has the other half. Dwight's coming in on this canoe floor, but where do you go when you hit the air? Where do you go, Duchess?
That's the hard part, but to be honest, because nothing's incentivized, the first thing I'm actually going to do is go to Cardia Isle. I'm going to go look for free chests, because nothing's incentivized and everything's loose. So you roll the chance of something being something by virtue of that. But in saying that, you don't know where Cardia is going to roll. So even though I'm saying that, you're still taking a chance of, you could go down a big rabbit hole, but that's just my thinking. I'm going to just try to find anywhere where I have marked off there were free chests, quote unquote. Yep, let's go.
I can dig it. You're a treasure hunter, where I think my gut is to go into as many entrances as possible. So Cardi is a great option, but I want to find fiends. We don't need, with entrance and floor shuffle, we might find a marsh split that has Tia floor on the top and Lich floor on the bottom. So I want to find as many fiends as possible. I know that their HP might roll low, and silver bracelets +6. So Aelmarkin finding a ton of good stuff. He did dig up an ice +9 sword also. So all the weapons, all the gear rolling really well, and it's so yeah. I want to find fiends. I want to find that sort of progression. I might even check out Crescent Lake just to see what the level 6 magic has, because that's sort of like the upper threshold of where I'm going to stop checking magic. Question from Darren Drice: are dead ends shuffled in? Of course they are. As Dwight finds that marsh split. So Dwight needs to make his way to the Marsh Cave entrance and get that canoe. One fine day, finding that mythical blue stake.
Yep.
Love it. Opal +9. So there's your incentive to promote for, yeah, One Fine Day and Dwight for sure.
I mean, really, the things that you're looking for. Go ahead.
Oh, I misspoke. Dwight doesn't have a fighter.
I guess one thing I would be searching for is a way to possibly do temper and or fast. But you still have the opportunity to have Melman and also, like you said, Crescent Lake to give you temper or fast. And as long as they roll on those 2 levels, then you're good. Or if you find an item.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, the way things roll in the sea, like, you'd be surprised to find a fast something. And you're like, oh, well.
Yeah. Dwight does find our first fiend floor. He does find the carry floor. Is it gonna be carry? I don't know.
I'm gonna say Tia.
I like when Lich shows up in the volcano floor because it's very antithetical to a undead creature to be in here. And I love this play. Dwight checking this box here on the carry floor. It is a linked chest that is never checked because you open that box when you find the Agama floor. That is the very first box you find behind the Grey Worm tile in the first room on the Agama floor. So the only time, yeah, it's next to checking the Marsh Middle box all the way to the left. Like it's another box that you never really check because that box is just linked to Marsh Top, and it's.
But these circumstances allow him to, actually do that.
And with everything loose, you never know. That could have been his canoe for all he knew.
We're gonna get it started, and we see Carrie and Carrie's lair, indeed.
All right, we might be able to get through this. Fade fires off 134. Another fade from the ninja, 238.
Well, there we go.
Oof.
Ouch.
Carrie just punches right through that wall. So we've done about 500 damage now. About 400 damage, a little over 400, about 450 damage.
Throwing out some fade. Ooh, Carrie's like...
Fires the blizzard. That's good. 264 is a big roll. Go. Oh, don't switch to Bane.
Don't switch to Bane.
Oh, he could have had it there. He could have had it. She was, I mean.
Could have had it all.
Yeah, it all would have depended on what that fade would have rolled, but. Oof. That's the thing about these glass cannon bosses. They feel like you can kill them.
But then you'd be like, nah. Did you just hit me for 465? Yeah, never mind.
Yeah. Like
it's good information, though.
Everybody's got a plan, Duchess. They get punched in the mouth.
So it's interesting. Depending on when everyone else sees that part of the chain, that could be good information for Dwight. I mean, if you go into and find that later on when you're a bunch of levels up, then of course, right? Like, it's not going to be that much value. But knowing that right now in the next 10 to 15 minutes, that could be advantageous to be like, I'll go mess with that later.
And we'll see what Ailmarkin does with it. So Ailmarkin's going up Marsh Split North. We did not see what was Marsh Split South because Dwight took a nasty wipe there to carry, but we'll see if Ale is feeling froggy enough to take on carry. Sonny Wrath about to get his floater, so he'll be our first runner on screen. If he goes through this floor, yeah. So he's going to be our first runner to get that floater canoe combo.
Yep, he's going to exit out immediately.
He might continue diving this dungeon just to see what the bottom is, but yeah, there's no way that he goes anywhere else after this other than Oh, and our tracker corrected me. Thank you, Dingo Brewer, letting me know that One Fine Day also with the canoe floater combo. So
They are Ryokon deserting as we speak, eh?
yeah, I'm glad somebody's paying attention. So always a shout out to the trackers for keeping us on our toes. But there you go. It's Sonirath on his way, and he is going to see what the rest of the way is here. So if you go all the way to the left on this floor where Sonirath is, there is a box that is kind of a pain in the butt to get to that is linked to Marsh Top and the top left room of Marsh Cave Top.
Mm.
It's not one you see checked very often because, again, like we were saying earlier, it only really comes up in these circumstances. But Aelmarkin taking on the carry fight, getting fades at ice +9, and that absorb carry can't.
Whatever they're rocking. Oof.
And takes it down. So Ale, 26 minutes in, lights his first orb.
Good job.
Yeah. Abandon the Marsh split south. Interesting.
It is interesting.
Maybe we didn't have enough resources or a house to feel confident making that redive. So that makes sense. I'm no longer questioning his strategy. Ale's a better runner than me. I shouldn't in the first place.
Yeah, everybody on the screen's a better runner than me. So. I talk about it, but sometimes I don't be about it. Sometimes I don't.
One fine day, our first runner in the air, checking out Crescent Lake, looking at level 6 magic. What do we got? Fast and Lightning 3. Those are going to be Red Wizard learnable.
Ooh, that is great. And Cure 4.
Cure 4 and Lock. Cure 4 will be locked to the Black Wizards or Black Mages. That Lock is Red Wizard learnable.
I mean, yeah, I guess it throws something on level 6, right? But we already have access to Lock 2, so.
And the Confused Old Man, just here to remind you that they're working on a house. They're building a house out there, and you just took it from them.
Here's a house. Be gone.
All right, gonna check out this volcano entrance, and hey, it's a mermaids.
There you go, and a slab as soon as you walk in.
French vanilla slab here on the mermaid floor.
Like to see it, right? in the burgundy tinted mermaid's layer. It's the red light spectre district. Don't say anything. Uh-oh. Getting some money, a pure pot, and that other ruse +6.
A ruse stick. That's pretty A+.
That's what I'm saying. You got a fog +2 something. I think it was a gauntlet, ruse stick. You found fast. You don't need anything else in this. So you got Cure 4. It's locked to the Black Wizard, but you have to have the Black Mage anyway. Dragon Armor, Adamant.
All right, I mean, Adamant.
You don't need the Dragon Armor with the Opal +9, but
yeah. Please see that you have Opal +9 armor. Please see, sir. Please
exactly.
Thank you.
Thank you. They heard us. Thank you. Sometimes the commentators thing does work. Just like, by the way,
I want to see One Fine Day. Please go into your character screen. I want to see how much absorb you have. He was too fast. Did it way too fast. I missed it.
Speedrunner eyeballs. If you don't, if you can't see the frames in motion, then you know what I mean. It's too slow.
Yeah, it was. I feel like it was really high. And Sonirath dealing with the Confused Old Man. He hasn't seen them since the last spring tournament. They've been on vacation, so.
There we go.
Classic Gamer does bring up a point. The fighter cannot equip a ribbon, so that extra elemental protection that the Dragon Armor has might be helpful. But
not when you got Opal +9. You can't get rid of that absorb. You might as well just throw out wall.
Yeah, you can hope for Yeah, I mean, you got a good ice shield. You can just hope that Inferno or the bosses in Topher don't roll like a lot of Fire 3 or something, but you've got protection from the big ones with lightning and ice, so. Alright,
That's
here
it.
comes. And there's One Fine Day finding the Kraken floor.
Whew.
And
Sonny and Ale getting their pirated on.
And Dwight did take a crack at Warmech.
Did he get bodied?
Yeah. He tried, though. He did his best.
There you go.
Sometimes that's all you can do.
Even Goku gets beat up on when Superman comes through, so, you know?
Yeah. Just hit that hyperbolic time chamber. You'll be all right.
Exactly. Let me get some sensu beans caught in time.
And we find Lich on the Kraken floor, so happy day. Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy.
And a swing for 1378 and be gone.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Was that the Sun Sword?
I think that was. That Sun plus 9. So, One Fine Day lighting his Earth Orb. So we got 2 runners on screen with orbs lit. We still need to see what that Marsh Split South is. Oh, it looks like it was a C4 Endocardia, so thank you, trackers.
Ooh,
Keeping awesome notes. And One Fine Day finds Lich's floor. Is Kraken gonna be on Lich floor? Did they got a timeshare going? The buddy cop comedy I didn't know I wanted has Aelmarkin gets his floater.
This is looking like a pretty decent seed, to be completely honest. I mean, it doesn't look too aggressive. Obviously, we haven't gone into Toph or anything. We've seen 2 of the Fiends already get defeated as we see Tia on One Fine Day screen. So, yeah, they're putting in work. But what I'm actually leading to is, I think this is a very interesting, I know these are like super beta, et cetera, but alpha, if you will, but I think this would be a really good addition to, you know, just the community in terms of Epic One Rando, because I think these types of seeds can definitely find their place as a staple and standard set that we run.
Yeah, I think there's definitely a big spot in the community's heart for these sorts of like goofy, we call them NANs, like the shenanigans flags, nonsense percent. They've been around, like, I mean, they obviously, these sorts of like goofy flags predate even like my presence in the community. I've been around here for a little over a year now, but Sho Fukamachi is famous for running these sorts of races with, we call them shonans. But there's always a big pull to see silly stuff like this in a tournament or an organized event, and we'll see some things like this with the upcoming fall league. But I'm with you, Duchess. I think there's a huge demand for these sorts of flags in an organized event, and maybe we'll see them soon. Who knows?
Good.
Sawney Wrath digs up Lich on the Kraken floor. Dwight gets his canoe. Things are coming together. Aelmarkin's getting ready to go airborne.
Yep.
One Fine Day. I thought I was being generous when I was saying our runners are probably finish this in like hour 30. One Fine Day on pace to get this done under an hour, just crushing it.
Blitzing through this, seriously.
Yeah.
And I mean, everything rolled generously, you know, sometimes you have to, like, for instance, if everything rolled minuses, you know, let's flip everything that they have in terms of magic over to, you know, the later levels. This would have been a grueling feat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then when we went to Matoya, there was no money. This would have been a terrible seed. But sometimes it'd be like that, which is awesome, actually, because you don't always want to go through the slog. Sometimes you just want to have the, oh, snap, this is just fine stuff and beat everything up. That's fun. And you get the key? What? That's what I'm talking about. It's like, that's what you want sometimes. It's like, I hope it's the key. And you get that.
What?
That's what I'm talking about. Like,
so
that's what you want.
At the beginning of this seed, I threw out the hypothetical. And a Procate +4. You love it. That these NPCs, even though they're not incentivized, could still hold an incentive item as the TNT turns into the key. Awesome.
Good stuff. And One Fine Day does know where Topher is, so theoretically they can get into Topher. Actually, they have the key. They have the loot.
Yep, they just need to find and kill they basically just need to find the Tiamat floor. We know that Carrie is hiding out under the Northwest Castle as Sonny Wrath finds his Q block and can't do anything with that.
Yeah, those worms are a bit too beefy for my taste, unfortunately. I mean, they're north of 700-800, so as much as worms are like one of the best grind tiles, when they're rolling 800, it's just unless you can start just, you know, pop a fast and then maybe use that Sun Sword.
And Sonny Wrath gonna do the TNT turn in and get his key.
I'd be so happy.
Do what?
And then guillotine that guy. All right, thank you.
Now get out of my way. Well, so key locked more boxes to open.
The name of the game is opening boxes.
There's Oxiel. So Oxiel and Herb locked behind the key. Now, if it didn't look like the Herb turned into anything, it was there and I missed it. But I think checking out Onrak might be a valuable play here. I mean, got a couple magic shops and seeing what the Onrak dungeon is. If that's Tiamat, then hey, we're in the broadcast booth. We're in no mode. Darren Dreiss, the Eagle Eyes, calling out the Herb was +6 wooden chucks. So
there you go.
That would have been nice for the level 1 black belt.
For all of our hard work.
Yeah. Ailmarkin on the mermaid floor, gonna pick up, if he hasn't already, his French vanilla slab. Nightmare and Badman for Sonny Wrath on the spike tile. That's not terrible. Ailmarkin finds Canary Castle. Having already done TOF, we get a silver -1 shield, and Sarah, also part of the Habitat for Humanity in the Final Fantasy world, building houses all over the place and just giving them out.
Just giving them out to people. You know what? Sometimes you need these houses more than me, so let me reach into my pocket, which is obviously, you know, a microcosm of all time and space, and just give you a house real quick.
Yeah. She got a bag of holding. The whole house in there. Alright, Dwight in the air are the final on-screen runner to get in the air, but no one's out of it just yet, so we could see Temple of Fiends just be a nightmare.
Absolutely.
And we might need to grind, we might not need to. XP's friendly, but as we're lighting these orbs, it's just going to get faster and faster. So, and Ailmarkin trying to get on to that second orblet like Sonny Wrath and One Fine Day. And he did it.
There we go. Yeah, this is looking like a, I mean, I don't want to decree it a blitz seed, you know what I mean? But
it's I mean, yeah.
It's moving.
Yeah. I mean, we're also looking at 4 of the best runners in the game right now.
Oh, like, of course.
You know, Sonny Wrath went undefeated through the Swiss rounds of the spring tournament. Ailmarkin, the inaugural hardcore, or the Iron Goal heavyweight champion. Dwight, a former hardcore Iron Goal title holder, and One Fine Day, one of the OGs, one of the folks from like the very first year of the game, and one of the developers for the game. If you've played Spellcrafter, if you've played Randomizer, you have One Fine Day to thank for those contributions to this game and this community, as he was the sole developer behind the code for those, and no slouch behind the racing wheel either, as Ailmarkin finds Tiamat on the Earth floor. So gonna go for his third orb and try and cheeky Brack strats.
Mm-hmm.
And when you got a Brack hammer, it's real easy to break Tia into pieces. You just keep hitting her with it.
Game over. Like, this is just one of those.
Ailmarkin showing off his wonderful pilot's license and just parking right outside in the water.
Just bonk on water.
Yeah, he's famous for it. All right. One fine day, continuing to open boxes. You never know. So the big items we could still be looking for here.
Ribbons.
Ribbons would be huge. We haven't seen Titans East. We've seen Titans West in Temple of Fiends. So we don't know if that. Although the wormhole won't be required because we have airship, we have floater. But if something is in those 4 boxes.
That's a good point. We still haven't seen the cube or anything, so.
And Ale gets his goofy key herb combo. Yeah, you're right. If Q block is blocking Tiamat, One Fine Day with the Oxyale could be blocking Tiamat. This is going to be the hunt for the Bridge of Destiny, and it's never had a more fitting name than this race right here. And level 5 magic, I didn't get a chance to look at it before. We got Cure 3 and Viz 2.
Cure 3 and Viz 2, and Black Magic didn't have too much.
Yeah. No, nothing at all. Sawney Wrath hits the Ice Cave loop up here. I believe this was Cardia Grassy.
Yep.
Alright. So, as our run, I think Sawney Wrath right now is the only one exploring new information, although One Fine Day is making his way through a non-treasured floor. Darren Drice. My hero. Calling out Titans East was on the Double Forest Cardia Island, so the wormhole would have been interesting if we had that early ruby, but nobody's found it yet, and don't know where it is. One Fine Day, the Volcano Armory. Sawney Wrath saw that Pro Cape 4 and was like, I probably should have stepped off that tile so soon. Also has a Zap shirt, so that's pretty really good too. One Fine Day working his way through the procedurally generated waterfall. I love it. I've played with so much procedurally generated waterfall that when I walk into the vanilla waterfall now, I treat it like it's proc gen. I'm like, this waterfall is crazy. It just keeps going, and One Fine Day did a lap. So that's why my strategy for proc gen waterfall is always up and to the left. It always seems to pan out for me. Just try to go up and left, and One Fine Day went up, and there it was. So as Ale's about to pick up his Oxyale, One Fine Day he got shook
580 G. Congratulations, mate.
And waterfall being in waterfall is cute. I love when the entrance and floor shuffles roll up like that. So Ale finds Ordeals and Cardia Tiny and says, no, not today.
Not today.
I'm just gonna trust that nothing I need is in here.
I mean, you're banking on what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 chests, 9 chests.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and I mean you could take a look at 3 spike tiles, but it's with it, totally random encounters. It's really suited for a walking grind. Like you don't need to find a spike tile; just go walk around. You'll find something.
You'll find a robot chicken.
Yeah, just go walk around near Elfland. That's where he's hanging out.
Ale getting the work in right now. Oh, and you'll also find our Ankylos. And let me tell anyone who has never played or played the game, our Ankylos are the worst. Like, on the Land Before Time, they might have been the friendliest dinosaurs. In video games, they're the absolute most menacing dinosaurs you will ever see. Be level 55, you still can't beat them. And that's a hyperbole if you aren't catching it.
You're not wrong. Ailmark in the Cardia Forest finds a less than greater than room with another sum +9, but also the chime. So Ale's going to show us what's behind this Oxiel lock. And now I'm curious about what's in Mirage Tower. As Darren Dry is pointing out in chat that we found a cake pop. There's a cake staff running around.
Wow, a cake staff along with a brack hammer.
And I believe One Fine Day found us, or Sony Wrath found a second brack hammer here.
Yeah, game over.
Yeah, so everything's happening everywhere.
Did I see level 28 on Ale's side as well?
Probably. He's got 3 orbs lit, so his XP is going to be coming in like fast.
Yeah.
And there's another XCal +6 for One Fine Day. Says, I'll just leave this behind. I don't need it today. And digs up a ruby. And Sonny with a crystal, so gemstones abound.
Now that Ribbo -1, though, we gonna need that.
Yeah, that's pretty huge. That's our first one there in the Volcano Armory. Yep. I'm going to put it all on the Black Mage because that's our Life 2 caster.
Absolutely.
So Volcano Armory pans out. Sony Wrath hits the double Cardia. Ailmarkin gonna get his ribbon.
Oh, gonna be so happy. Along with the ruby.
Yeah.
Oh no! What are you doing, Ale?
He'll be back. Oh, he's opting out.
Wow.
He's opting out. He says, I got he's like, got Oxiel, I got the chime, I've got the rod, I just need the cube. And if anything, so
it might not be that big of a play, right? Because we're saying that, and the ruby might turn out to absolutely do nothing, but it's still there.
All right, Ailmarkin, Sony Wrath in the same dungeon. Ailmarkin with a single orb lead on One Fine Day. One Fine Day just needs to go find Carrie, who's in the Northwest Castle on the top side of the marsh split. And we get Northwest Castle. Another X-Cal.
Generous with X-Cows.
Have
we found any katanas?
No. And we haven't found Astos yet, so he's not necessarily going to be here in the Northwest Castle either. So Ale just resets out of Honor Act and says, "No, I don't care what Astos is holding on to."
I mean, you never know. The Katana +9 dream could be alive.
Yeah. I mean, for that fighter, that would be huge. We don't have a Masa, so... I mean, we have plenty of in-game weapons, don't get me wrong, but you would love a nuclear sword option, for sure. And there it is, the chime.
Wow.
The chime in Mirage 2.
That's it, so... Well, Ale made the right call then. Wasted all that... Well, that would have been a waste of time. Congratulations. Congratulations, you are smarter than me.
And that brack hammer just...
It's so much work! Oh my goodness. Like, I can't believe I signed up to commentate this seed. This is like the most automated seed I've ever seen in my life with these runners. Don't get it twisted. If I put my hands on the seed, it'd be a 2-hour, 50-minute fiasco. You know what I mean?
You just got to do some more goofy afternoon or early morning races, man. You'll get used to this kind of nonsense pretty quickly.
Nah, I mean, I definitely am in the duckling pond, and this is actually a good plug. If you guys are interested, check out FinalFantasyRandomizer.com and join in the fun. I was just watching on the screen a year ago, and now you hear my voice. Yeah, as we actually are in poker on Ale side. Oh my goodness!
Right, wasting no time. And hey, there's another cake stick there, buddy. Did you get one? If you missed it earlier, here's one. Just make sure you pick the side with Lich.
Oh my goodness, this is amazing. A 49-minute Topher.
There's Inferno.
Yep, strap your seatbelts.
Yeah, so if we wipe here, that's fine. You know, like, we'll just go right side. We'll just go right side.
Exactly.
Ooh. Yeah, and already, just like, no, not today, Satan. We're gonna go right side. I'm not about that mess.
Everyone's gonna piece the logic of this up pretty easily, though, to be honest.
until we turn right and here's Kraken. Oh!
Oh, called it, my friend.
Oh, I love it. So pick your poison. Do you want to get punched to death, or do you just want to like try to stab a brick wall? I guess we're going for trying not to get punched to death.
Please don't. Please don't get punched to death.
All right. Really good turn order there, and opening nuke.
I mean, it's not the worst. It sucks, but I mean, we got past it. So hopefully, at this swing they're done. There we go. Look.
Yeah, Sony made it through the pillar maze, and here comes one fine day. Gonna get the bad news that he's got to kill some fiends.
Son is rewarded.
He's finding Topher for the first time. Hey, remember that lich, that cake stick we found? We're gonna waste spell charges. Okay.
We're feeling, we're feeling pretty good about ourselves. We're flexing as if we went to the gym.
Yep, and Sony Sony, you need to go back in there. You need to do that. Okay. That's where your chime is. That's your go.
Just getting them resources up. All right, so bro.
5125 or 5130, we'll call it. 5132.
Chaos. We're gonna get a bit of respect coming out some fast. It looks like ice 2 to start. Pretty good turn. Fast going off. Some Ruse 6 in our lives. Some Ruse 6 in our lives. All right, a bit more respect. A wall, I believe, was starting out there. Some lock 2 as well.
That wall is huge. We don't have ribbons.
Fire 3, definitely already putting in work, as you can see. Ruse coming up. Nuke. Fade. Oh, so you know what? That was enough respect, apparently. Yep, you went down, but it is what it is. 5 hits, 229.
Yeah, no temper, no saber items, so...
Nope, so that's what you're working with, as long as you don't get slowed.
7 hits, okay. Stop.
It's doable.
Okay.
It did not affect your night. Ooh, 4 hits, 36.
Yeah, that crit rate is going to be problematic.
7 hits, 421. Sandy also picks up the chime.
Okay, we're doing work now.
That lock 2 is definitely bringing it down, so we can get some hits on it. Yep, 656.
Yeah, Chaos should not have much more HP. 8 hits, 220. We're going the wrong way. Big roll from Fade there. 306. That max roll on Fade is 320. So Ailmarkin putting in a ton of energy into this fight and still getting punched. So Fade rolls out 95. That's less than ideal. 6 hits, 12 damage. We're going the wrong way. We need to start ramping this offense back up. 5 hits for 37. If this Chaos has a Cure 4, we could be in... this could be a problem. Fade 96 takes it down. Ailmarkin cleans it up with a 54-14. Well, GG's, Ale. GG's. So there's a little bit of timer there. We didn't get the timer started right on time, so 54 minutes, 14 seconds. We're going to see if he wants to come in and talk to us. These are super fast flags. Who knew? I knew they were going to be quick, but Ailmarkin just goes to show you that dude knows how to go fast. So, yep, he's going to come in here and join us for an interview. Just needs a second. Let's see. So, one fine day, going Marsh Top, going to dig up Carry. So, he just needs to go to Cardia Forest to get his chime. And Sony needs to go to Northwest and go to Mirage, and he's there too. So this is, I think, runners falling into the trap of everything's loose, so I need to open a lot of boxes, where Ale sort of gambled there a little bit and bet on Fiends not being locked behind key items. So it's a strong strategy. All right. Dwight gonna get some information there with the ice cave. One fine day, one floor away from finding Carrie. All right, Dwight, where are you going? Don't go to the ordeal's entrance. All right, good. All right, so this is good news for Dwight. He's going to get Tiamat. He just will need to find the Lich floor, which was, looking at the notes, Titan's West. So, soon. All right, so one fine day in and out. I missed it. I was looking at something and already through the carry fight. Gonna go back in and check Marsh South and discovered Stone Touch. Ale, my co-op partner. How you doing, Ale?
Good. How you tonight, Caleb?
I'm doing well. Thank you for making me look like a fool. I said these flags will probably be like 115, 120 for our top runners, 135-ish for the everybody kind of wrapping up. And here you are, 20 minutes under my estimate. Why you gotta go so fast, Ale?
I mean, honestly, everything just kind of fell the right way for me. So
Yeah.
it's a lot of just, yeah, I think that's really the biggest thing that swung it for me.
Yeah, Duchess and I were up here, like, one fine day jumped out to a very early lead, but, like, he was the first in the air, and then he had the Oxyale first, and then it was like, ooh, if that Oxyale is big, you know, like, that could be huge. That could be a huge advantage for one fine day, and then it was right around that time you found the chime, and I was like, oh, wait, we hadn't found the chime, so we're still looking for Tiamat across the board. The Tiamat floor, and it was the chime that led to Tiamat. And then once you had that, it was just, you know, with these sorts of percents, I don't blame you for just tempting fate and just seeing if what you had is enough and not really quote unquote prepping. Is that sort of the strategy that you took into Topher?
Honestly, the strategy I took was just, I'm going to give it a shot. I figured, short Topher, we don't got to worry about the giant walk down. And then, I felt like outside of lacking ribbons, which I wasn't sure if I was going to find any after seeing like the second excal. Let's just give this a shot and go. Tiamat said Inferno, and that high rolled everybody. I was like, let's go the other way, and it worked. So
we did only see one ribbon so far, and you walked right past it. It was in the Volcano Armory cluster, so you sort of just reset out of that when you found it. And I believe it was the waterfall entrance on the way to the French Vanilla waterfall.
Yeah, sounds right. Yeah, I mean, at that point, I think I'd already seen 3 fiends, and I was kind of telling myself, look, just go, because I'm sure that's what everyone else is going to be doing. So I just figured, let's just check and see what's in like the one free chest. I can't remember if I checked the trap tile or not, but I was kind of halfway hoping to find a spite tile that was worthwhile, but I don't think I ever even saw one of those.
How did it feel when you turned in the TNT and got the key?
Mild shock. I was like, well, let's hope I'm the only one who does this. And then I think it was one of the key items was in the room right next to it too, and I was like, let's really hope does this.
Yeah, key ended up not really gating anything with the short Topher, so, but it was, like we found key locked herb right there, and we also found key locked Oxyale in the Elf's Castle. So, and off screen, Demon Frog comes in second place with 1 hour and 1 second finish. So, could have just been a little bit quicker, Demon Frog, and just had that even 1 hour finish. But GG's for Demon Frog.
That's the 1 second it took to type the dot done. That's all it was.
As we all know, it is a federal crime to type your dot done ahead of time. As one fine day, going to give us a look here at the Canaria Armory. These are 6 boxes we have not seen, and another Ice 9 sword. Pretty good. There was How did the gear feel this seed?
It made me really, really glad I took a fighter for that
Yeah.
second melee. I mean, Opal 9 armor, I think the Opal 6 helmet. I think we had, what, a Flame 3, an Ice 9, a Sun 9, a Excal 6.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever saw a Katana or a Masa, so I couldn't tell you what they rolled at, but...
No, we never saw Katana or Masa. But...
I was hoping we would see a Katana just because, that was one of the blessings on the fighter. Free tail and happening upon Bahamut relatively early, and then finding the Excal 6 before I even found Bahamut. It kind of was like, all right, I think I'm good weapon-wise at least.
Alright. Sony Wrath found the C-Split. Did you find C-Split? This looks like a new floor area.
I don't remember finding the C-Split now. I wonder if he's in either Ordeals or he's past Cube, because I think those would be some of the main two I didn't go down and check.
It does look like he found the cube. The cube is a mystery. Couch Cash from Sarda. Going back in. Alright, and Dwight with the Brack on Tiamat. That is his fourth fiend. He's going to be in Topher mode. So one fine day, struggling to find that chime, and unfortunately he just left the Cardia Islands, so it feels pretty bad. We're going to go back to Elfland and we're going to start opening some more boxes. As Dwight comes into Topher here at the 1 hour, 2 minute mark. See if he goes left or right. Nope, we're going to go back and open boxes. Just
I'm really
in case.
tempted to go get that cake plus 4 stick a second time through, but I was like,
Yeah.
This, I hope, maybe.
I mean, the nastiest thing we saw was that the Inferno and then the nuke on Kraken. But other than that, we didn't really see anything too nasty. We were not necessarily trying to commentary curse you with a zap or a nuke or Cure 4 on Chaos, but we knew that those were the big trouble signs, and luckily that didn't happen. So Dwight pulling Tia 2, we're going to get the Ruse sticks fired off, we're going to fire off Lock 2s just because those percents might roll high, and we punch out the Life 2 Black Wizard. We're going to keep that Ninja rusing, we're going to fast, Lightning 2 rolls through, and we're going to swing that Sun. Nope, one more Ruse stick. There we go. Evasion cap. Minus 40 evasion total, and down goes Becca. So it's mano a mano here with Tiamat. 8 hits, 8 damage. There's that Inferno, but it low rolls. $151. Okay, 2 hits, 9 hits. Ooh. So Dwight gets the information. It's time to go right.
Yeah, definitely the proper way to go in this short Topher.
And we'd have had our first withdrawal from the race as Sledge has thrown in the towel and said, "Not today, Satan. We're not going to do it anymore." So I wonder if he found something just super unfortunate or just got kind of tired of opening boxes. But here we go, Dwight going right and gets the Kraken 2. So we'll see if we get a good turn order here, if we're going to get that spell happy. Although that nuke from Kraken with this party could be disastrous. Our HP is not very good here. And Kraken punches out Will. Here comes nukes and fades. We're firing all the big non-elemental sweepers. And now it's time to... Oh, there goes the nuke. So total of 103 HP spread across 2 light warriors, but Kraken low rolled, so Fade takes it out, and we are through. So Life 2's Cure 4's, we should be fine. And Ale, you're a resident flag expert. Did you know that The Sarah Instrumentalist flag can roll different instruments for different people within the same seed.
Nope. I thought it was locked to the seed and the flags. I've never seen it roll differently.
I'm pretty sure it did. I need to see Sonny Rath's menu again, but I'm either that or this is like I'm going crazy. But I'm pretty sure he has a fiddle, where you and Dwight had ocarinas. But
I wonder if he's on the same flag or seed as us. I hope he's on the current.
he was. You guys confirmed hashes. So here comes Dwight onto Chaos as One Fine Day lights his fourth orb, and he's coming now for Topher's. Got to feel a little bit frustrated with the way that that chime worked out. But Fast coming out. Time to start throwing some locks and nukes, and we're going to keep rusing. And down goes the White Mage. I did not see if she got the fast off. Nuke for 144. Gonna fire off another nuke and another ruse. Black Wizard soaks the hit, so that's pretty good. Missed the damage there. And looks like we're going nukes and swings. Chaos had a pretty good amount of HP. We keep firing off those nukes. As One Fine Day also went left, and ooh, big hit there against that Tiamat. I think it was 811 damage. So nuke from One Fine Day, or I'm sorry, from Dwight. 4 hits, 233. Zap comes out ineffective. Swinging that Sun +9, 8 hits, 322. Stop bounces off. Another swing here. 1 hit, 74. Chaos on the ropes. Oh, 6 hits, 85. Got to get that damage back up. 7 hits, 295. Chaos is missing now. 7 hits, 443. This Chaos doesn't have much left in the tank. Another 743. So Dwight takes it down, finishing third place with a 1 hour, 8 minutes, 6 seconds. Get them GGs in chat for Dwight. As One Fine Day, the only runner so far to push through, Tiamat finds carry with a first round nuclear. And on and through. So, and Sonny Rath still looking for carry, needs to go into Northwest Castle. So he sort of fell down the rabbit hole here, looking for the bottoms of all these different dungeons. And Dwight is going to come join us for an interview, so that's exciting. As One Fine Day working his way through Chaos here, going to fast and ruse up that night, land in a wall, and it's not going to take very much longer here. Start firing the fades. Wall come out for the White Mage. Low roll there for the fade, 137. Wall's going to protect Nina from all the elements and instant kill spells. 8 hits, 385. Fire 3 is going to low roll everybody now. Another low roll from fade. You hate to see it. Good roll there from Nuke to balance it out for 270. Here comes the zap, but luckily we got those wall spells off and we have the Black Wizard with a ribbon. We're doing alright. We're averaging about 500-600 damage around. This Chaos, I think it felt like he had about 3,000 HP. Fade coming in with 184. Stop's going to bounce off everybody. So another free round from Chaos, and Maya is now just waiting. 8 hits, 262. Another fade as Sonny Rath turns in the bottle for nothing. Another fade for 186. Sonny Rath, you gotta go. You gotta go to Northwest Castle, man. Fights and fades. And there it is. 8 hits, 622. One Fine Day, closing it out with an official 1 hour, 10 minutes, 25 seconds. GG's to One Fine Day. And I'm sure at this point, Sonny Rath kind of figuring it out that it's either somewhere he's probably thinking that it's a new continent that he hasn't been to, and that's why he's like, oh, it's probably like top floor of waterfall is going to be Carrie, and it's unfortunately all the way back at Northwest. So it's going to be a matter of when he decides to go back and dig up those early entrances. So
yeah, I knew Carrie was there because she dumped me when I cast Fade on by mistake. I might have got her with that last Fade too after I found out how low HP she had too.
Yeah, we were all. I didn't. You snuck into the room, Dwight. I didn't see you come in.
Oh, sorry.
You're good. I was about to say, as we're waiting for Dwight to come in, I was about to pick Aile's brain, but yeah, we were. Duchess and I were. Our hearts broke when you clicked Bane instead of Fade, and so that was definitely a miss menu. So that makes sense. So we thought you were going for the Hail Mary there.
No, it was wrong. I meant to cast Fade and cast Bane by mistake.
So how did those flags feel for you, Dwight?
Once I got off the ground, it felt good. It was pretty brisk. Obviously, the EXP was nice. I struggled at the beginning. I got dunked on by imps a couple times. Got dunked on by shadows. Got dunked on by bones. But once I got my footing and got some save items and got to get around a little bit, yeah, I was pretty fortunate. I found the floater pretty early, at least I think. I mean, other than the fact that I don't know how early it was. It felt early for me once I picked up my feet, but
you were the first runner on screen to pick up the floater. However, because you went north to like Matoya Provoca, everyone else went the west towards Dwarves and Northwest. So a lot of them had the canoe. So it was just a matter of like putting the pieces together. And it was actually One Fine Day that had the canoe floater combo first and was first in the air. And One Fine Day joined us in the booth. How you doing, One Fine Day? GG's, man.
Thanks.
So how did I just asked Dwight the question? How do these flags feel for you, man?
I'm not a fan of floor shuffle. It's way too much go to the right place, or you get kind of you get a hard time. As you can see, I couldn't find the chime and just started skipping chests too soon. And you kind of have to skip chests when we have so many places that could be boards. I just gambled that it wasn't necessary and gambled wrong.
Yeah, there were a couple interesting things that popped up with this everything loose and entrance floor shuffle, where we saw loose items gating progression, not just with the travel items, which we can expect, the canoe and floater, but also, like you said, that loose chime and the less than greater than room blocking the Tiamat floor, and just it didn't gate any progression, but just the irony of the TNT turning into the key, which is like, if that had been necessary, like if it like the required if Oxiale or Herb had been required, as they were both also key lock, that would have been an interesting play, because who wouldn't necessarily gamble that TNT is going to turn into anything, especially when the XP isn't even gated off of key items but by orbs. So, but you guys all did super well. Duchess and I were just kind of in awe for most of this run. Just y'all were crushing.
We were.
Yeah.
Y'all were in this, and the items just rolled so good, and the magic just rolled so good, and I was like, oh my god.
Ale, what party did you take?
I went black belt, fighter, white black.
Okay.
Here.
Yeah, so Ale and One Fine Day landed on the same party, bringing the White Mage and Fighter. Dwight, you were the only one to bring the Thief, and Sawney Wrath opted for Red Mage. White Mage is running the Black Belt Rainbow. And unfortunately, for him, he just needs to go back to Northwest, but he's busy digging out these Northern Continent entrances. So, did find the cube though, so that's pretty neat.
Yeah, my early carry one dunked on me. Probably cost me Not enough time. Although if Ale wouldn't have finished before me so quickly, I would have. I actually like metagame. I saw Ale finish. I was like, well, progress. The Lich probably isn't gated by the Oxy Ale if Ale finished in 54. So I'm just gonna check entrances I have access to. And I was right.
Yeah. I mean, Ale did have the Oxyale.
But I could have been
Yeah.
wrong. I was skipping
Yeah.
chess pretty early after I found the chime, and
Yeah. Yeah, that was the only, other than the canoe floater. Obviously, a floater required with so much being in the Cardi Islands, but chime really the only item people needed to find. So, as Sony Wrath's gonna come in and do the on-rack dungeon and get the bad news that this is also not the carry floor. And
were you swinging that Sun Sword Ale? Or I didn't find anything better. So
I had it a X-Cal +6.
was that better than the Sun +9?
I think it's probably a little bit less crit, but it seemed like it had more attack power, so I was just going with that.
It also has the benefit of like capitalizing on all the weaknesses and elemental.
Where was Carrie again? I forget. I got so discombobulated late in the scene.
Northwest Castle.
Yeah,
Oh,
Northwest Castle, Marsh Split North.
Yeah, she's behind the rod though, because that was the vampire floor, and it looks like Sonny's needing to find the rod. So
The rod's in that dungeon, so you should be good to go.
Yeah, Rod's in the Sharknado floor, so I don't know if he wiped out of that, but it's missing from his tracker.
Yeah, I wiped there early too because I went there with no heal potions, and then I ran into the frost wolves. Those are nasty.
Yeah,
That's
we
actually
saw that.
what led me to Provoca first. You talked about the progression early. Carnera didn't have heal pots, so I wanted to go over to Provoca to get heal pots.
Yeah, the
That's true.
transmute fire 2 frost wolves were problematic.
They were. They really were.
I don't know. I don't know how tough the pirates were. I think one Fade and one Fire 3 would have been enough to take them down.
Yeah,
It was because that was my plan. I was like, I got Fade, I got Fire 3. I'm gonna go see if I can dunk on these buff pirates for a fat stack of experience points, and it worked.
Yeah, they didn't have as
Worked.
much HP because of the way the enemy percents rolled, but my strategy for buff pirates, like I saw you pick up Bane, and I thought that's what you were gonna use. I like to use the instant kills on the buff pirates because it's just as effective as if they weren't buffed. So
Not quite. Their magic defense does go up, but not by much.
I mean,
No, because I programmed that thing.
yeah, because like I feel like I still go 8 for 9 on a single cake sometimes with them, even when buffed.
yeah, I
That
kind of
Black
used the same
Warhammer.
strat for the buff pirates, just insta kill. That's why I went to down west and south first before heading to Provoca, because I was like, I could probably handle it like level 3, but if they get turnover, I could just be sitting there bashing my head against a buff pirate wall for 5 minutes. So
Sonny's gonna do the slab turn in.
I'm kicking myself for not taking the fighter. The no ribbon malice really turned me off, but then I ended up diving with no ribbons anyway. So
Yeah. No ribbon malice just means wall is important to find.
How y'all feel
Yeah.
about that Black Warhammer though? That thing was putting in all types of work.
Black Thorhammer got me laughing. I was like, well, wait. The Black Mage can wield a Thor hammer. I'm pretty sure the Black Hammer is the Thor hammer, so let's give this to the Black Mage. So I just thought it was hilarious, like having him swing. I mean, he didn't do a lot of damage despite having like a plus strength bonus as well, but it was still funny to watch.
yeah, I think I wiped out of it and never went back for it, unfortunately.
There was a second one. One Fine Day found One Fine Day or Sony Wrath found the second one in the Ice Cave. As Sony Wrath is reviewing his notes.
Yeah, but I love the Blursh classes flag. I just when I saw what the flags were for tonight, I was just like, well, I gotta play this. This was
Blurst is super fun.
Yeah, kind of built these flags based off of our upcoming Iron Goal race, Dwight.
yeah, there we go. Except for we won't be doing any overworld saving this time. That right.
They're inspired by. and Tannen, one of our trackers, pointing out we never found Astos. So I guess
Aw,
maybe Astos was Matoya. I think Matoya is the only NPC we didn't talk to. Oh, and Sonny's gonna find out. Nope, she's got 800
Nope.
bucks. So Sonny's unfortunately with that gonna withdraw. So we're gonna.
Happens to the best of us, only to the best of us. The same way I just had a mysterious 13+ minute intermission. Happens to the best of us, only to the best of us. So.
Oh yeah, I've walked around for a seed for an hour and a half looking for a tail that wasn't there.
Oh, I was in co-op and I was in co-op and I watched the VOD and it was just a whole bunch of Duchess, yeah, hate to see it. And I could just hear the thought bubble while I was playing the game, so.
All right, Sonny Wrath has withdrawn from the race, but he's gonna check a couple boxes before we comes in here. And Classic Gamer 76 asking, did we see Sarda? Yes, we did. Sarda just held, I think, like 2,300 bucks for us.
There you go.
We saw the old men, saw Sarah, saw King.
Couch cushion money.
We didn't. Did we turn in the herb? Yeah, we turned in the herb for the wooden chucks. Turned in the bottle fairy. Translated the slab. Promoted. Boy.
Even the robot had a little bit of money for us today, didn't he? 800 for?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure I talked to the king and the princess just for grins and giggles.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think the odds are they would have money.
And I don't know if Sonny Rath's going to be joining us.
Sonny Rath is in the group.
Hey, Sonny.
GG.
No, not really.
So what you missed in Northwest Castle on the Sharknado floor was your rod. Behind the rod was the Marsh Split. The Marsh Split North was Carrie.
Left room.
Yep, the far left room.
Yeah, I figured that was the room I was missing, but you know what?
Yeah.
Word redacted here. Because there's no point in finishing this one.
Well, before you had the Rod Hunt 2020, how did the flags feel for you?
Pretty terrible, honestly, because I kept wiping quite a bit there at the early game, losing myself about 10-15 minutes overall, which, you know, is a pretty terrible start. The only upside I had was finding Canoe Floater when I did, and that was it.
Yeah, I mean, you were racing strong. I mean, everybody was kind of struggling to get their initial like momentum with the glass cannon enemies and the totally random encounter zones, but you did you raced really well. You weren't like behind or anything really like through most of it. It was just when you missed the rod early, it just kind of snowballed. But you know, you still were keeping pace with orbs and everything as you found them. So it was just, you know, I'm sorry you didn't have as good a time with it.
I mean, the flag set itself wasn't bad, but the play itself was absolute garbage. I can play so much better than I showed, which is what infuriates me the most. So It was absolute garbage, absolute rubbish play on my end, outside of being able to keep up with stuff. That really doesn't matter in an all-loose flag set. What matters is how quickly you're able to find the key items, and then, especially with entrance and floor shuffle, get your information and go from there.
Yeah, that's what, Duchess and I were talking a lot about too.
But you know what? I'm gonna big you up right now, and people listen. Y'all hear the fury in his voice, and you might be confuddled a bit, but that's because deep down inside, he's battling with himself. And when you battle with yourself to get to that point of perfection and past perfection, you can be mad at yourself. So I'm gonna big you up because so many other people would just be like, oh, it's all G. I understand that fury. I understand that flame. When it comes to Pokemon, I ain't no scrub. You will not see me online. We not having that game. So I totally know how you feel, bro. So I'm just trying to big you up right now, give you some flowers, because you know what I mean? I'm not at your level.
Yeah, and we called out everybody's top play. I mean, Sonny, you went undefeated Swiss during spring tournament. El Markin, inaugural Iron Goal heavy metal champion. Dwight, previous hardcore Iron Goal title, and One Fine Day, one of the OG like original runners in the game, and one of the devs we were talking about, Randomizer, Spellcrafter. So it's really nice getting to watch the four of you running kind of four different cohorts or generations of Final Fantasy runners, and all just competing and running neck and neck with each other. It's a lot of fun to watch and do commentary with you, Duchess. I guess we'll pass it around for final thoughts. We'll start, I guess, with Ale, our first place finisher on screen and in the race itself.
I mean, I thought the flags were a lot of fun, but I'm also kind of I think I've been doing a lot more of the blurs classes than a lot of people have, and I think it's really revitalized how I approach the game. I think it's more fun than just saying, okay, I'm always taking X party comp, because now you've got to account for whatever little twists and turns the seed wants to throw at you. And if you haven't tried out blurs classes yet, give it a shot, because not only is the mode you saw tonight, but there's an even more heinous mode called Chaos Blurs. So yeah, definitely give it a shot and have some fun with it.
Yeah, absolutely. And all these features are now live on the Final Fantasy Randomizer site. You don't need to go to the beta. You don't need to go to the alpha. You can just go right to the randomizer site, FinalFantasyRandomizer.com. Dwight, our second place finisher on stream. Give us your final thoughts, man. Oh, Dwight's gone. One Fine Day, our third place finisher on stream. Give us your thoughts, man.
Well, it's great to see that the randomizer's got all these new features that I have no idea how they work. The blurs classes, it seems like a real big improvement to some of the games, some of the meta in the game.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to figure out what exactly does what. I actually didn't do my checks of what the classes were before game, so you saw me probably very early.
Yeah, I was like, wow, One Fine Day going hard, not hitting the select button.
Yeah, well, I should have. Yeah, but I would have taken that party comp anyway, because no ribbon, it's not as bad as it seems.
Yeah,
definitely not worth giving up, because you had the bonuses on weapons, and you have Excal, Masta, Sun Sword. One of those could roll high, and you have that game weapon. That's really good.
Yeah, it would only bit you if we had that chaos mode on, where all the classes are just jumbled up statistically. But you did well, having sort of blindly picked your party. So GG's once again, One Fine Day. Sonny Wrath.
I really don't have anything more to add on what I said, so.
That's fair. Well, if you want to give all these runners a follow, make sure you do that. They're all, like I said, some of the best in the game right now. And we're doing this every Monday on Randomania at 9 p.m. Eastern. It's always a lot of fun. Dutch, this is my first time doing commentary with you, so I'm going to let you close it out and bring us home, man.
Awesome. Just want to give a shout out to Randomania for hosting this bad boy. Everyone who put their eyeballs on this telecast, we thank you kindly indeed. All of the runners, once again, give them a follow. We've also got Dark Moon in the background. We've also got Tannen in the background. We've also got Dingo Brewer in the background putting in work. So yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed the telecast tonight, and we're gonna see y'all later. Peace out.